As we begin this chapter, I want to start with some important general concepts. And the first two are general principles in the world of information security. The first is CIA. CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. A good security solution should provide these three things. Confidentiality means that we're keeping the information private. Only the people that can see it should be able to see it. We often do this with encryption. Integrity means that the data is what it should be. It hasn't been modified without authorization. It has its integrity. And then availability means that we can get to it when we need to get to it and where we need to get to it from. So all three of these things are important in a good security solution. And then we have AAA. This is authentication, authorization, and accounting. Authentication is used to validate identity, to ensure that someone is who they say they are. Once they've been authenticated, authorization determines what they're allowed to do. When they take actions, accounting tracks the actions that they actually take. So authentication is the foundation on which authorization and accounting are built. If you don't have good authentication, then really authorization and accounting aren't as useful, because we're saying that we're authorizing someone, but we have weak authentication, and if anyone can access the network as them, then we really don't know that it is that person. And therefore our accounting also fails because we're logging actions taken, but we really don't know who took the action because our authentication is weak. So remember that authentication is the foundation of strong security. It needs to be right in order for security to be considered right itself. Now we also have the concept of key management and encryption. I mentioned that confidentiality can be provided by using encryption. Key management provides key generation, exchange, storage, use, replacement, and destruction in crypto systems. Now, to understand this, a key is really nothing more than a number. That number is used in the encryption algorithm. But the key needs to be generated. We have to have somewhere that number comes from. Sometimes we have to exchange the key. We have to share that number with somebody. It may need to be stored on a hard drive or on a server. We need to actually use it for encryption and decryption. We may need to replace it at some point in time, and we may need to destroy it if, for example, the user that the key belonged to has been compromised. So encryption uses keys. You start with plain text, which is passed through a key plus an encryption algorithm, and this leads to ciphertext. So the way we encrypt data is we have a standard algorithm, a mathematical formula, and we have a key, a number. And then, of course, we have the data. So the data and the key are used in the algorithm to generate encrypted information. Because we have an algorithm and because we know the key, we can reverse it and get our plain text back. This is the basic process used in encryption, and encryption is a key part of 802.11 wireless LAN security.